Good morning, comrades. Well, Musha says good morning and he's going in. Home sweet home. It's nice to be powered by solar fully. And yeah, everything right now charging. Lights are going. Phone, everything. And I'm getting 5 amps right now from my 200-watt solar panels. This is actually gonna be my last day of video shooting. Tomorrow I'll be returning home, and I kind of changed my plans. I'm not doing Texada Island, I'm not doing Sunshine Coast. Today is the only kind of sunny day, and for the rest of the week it's supposed to just rain. And unless it's sunny like right now, during even daytime, being by the sea like this right now, it's already kind of getting cold. Like I would need a jacket or a sweater. Just even recently, like an hour ago, it was cold. So I kind of want to stay here at this spot, just enjoy sun for the last little bit, last day basically. Don't go in trash room, it's disgusting in there. Where's my coffee here? There you go. No, you're not going inside. Enjoy some sun. That's the thing with ferrets, right? Like, they're not fans of being outside, it seems. Or I domesticated him too much. He just wants to crawl into some shade and hide away and screw this little bit of chilliness. So this is basically the conclusion video for this trip. Some pointers to you guys if you want to come to Vancouver Island. If you haven't seen, previous episodes, just go rewatch it. It's not like, oh my god, it's so much excitement where I go and do. But it kind of represents regular person travel, like it's cool to see those bunch of YouTubers go to super cool locations and so on. And when they have, they're traveling full time basically. Most people, like you and I, we have limited vacation days, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month. And you make the best out of it with whatever you got. So considering the time that I had to skip out some points and some interest, like landmarks that I could have visited that are touristy on Vancouver Island, but again, I'm not trying to do the whole touristy thing, and I've seen so many of these cool landmarks and things and formations and caves and so on, just past 4 years traveling by car, and 4th year by different car before the YouTube channel, and previously flying places and so on, but it's no more for me about seeing some of those kind of touristy landmarks. I just want to camp out in places, enjoy the environment, less driving, more kind of sucking in the beauty, like this view here. That's why I'm staying here. So I'm waiting here for low tide. It's probably in about 2 hours at 3 o'clock. I'll go pick up some clams in less stony areas and some more oysters, like I ate last night here when I arrived. Remember I mentioned yesterday my Garmin mount, RAM mount. So I need to tighten the screw here. And also, where's the crack? Oh yeah, there is this on the right here. There's this crack here that I need to crazy glue. Out of the way. I just ran away. Alright, so what do I need? I need the Gorilla Glue. And guys, there's been countless, and actually I ran out of what do you call it, Gorilla Tape. This is just 3M duct tape, but supposedly strong too. But these two tools here, countless times on trips that I had to patch up something, glue something together, and so on and so on. And duct tape comes in handy in so many ways. For example, one use I had is this pocket here, so this double pocket, that connection over here, right here in the middle. The thread got completely loose. It started ripping apart, basically disconnecting pocket from the main bag. I could sew it together, but I was like, why? Took out this bad guy, glued it together. 5 minutes later, that's it. It's dead on, sealed there forever, not moving. And many times like this, I had to patch things up. And yeah, like plastic, like anything, fabric, anything goes with this thing. 5 minutes and you're done. Back to it. Let's see here. What do I need? Okay, that should hold it. Kind of separate it, filled inside. Now the holes, just a little bit. Just like a drop. And that's it, ready to screw, and it's gonna stay forever. Another thing with ferrets, well, when I had 2 ferrets, now I have 1. Whenever I travel with them, I try to keep the travels light, as in less off-roady, because that cage in the back of the car that I have, if I constantly go like this, it's tons of cleanup. I've done it last year, and I was like, okay, no. And actually I changed some things around this year to avoid all the extra cleanups and things being thrown around. Overlanding is not about, you know, 4x4 rock crawling, crazy stuff. 4x4 wheeling, that's what it's all about, you know. Overlanding can include that, but it doesn't have to, right? As long as you hit some dirt roads, you're off a path somewhere, it doesn't have to be like crazy, you're overlanding. If you're doing it for, in my books, at least a few weeks at a time, right? Because your whole setup, all your preparations, everything, how you travel, like if let's say a long weekend or a weekend trip, or maybe even a week trip, compared to weeks, 2, 3 months, you pack differently, you do things differently, you think differently. So it's, you know, overlanding trip for me, what defines it is mainly time. And some off-roadiness should be there to be counted as a off-road trip and not a road trip. And as long as it's there, you're good to go. You can consider yourself overlander or whatever. And if you happen to have some 4x4 trails, like actual challenges on the way, well, okay, I guess it's, you know, we can classify it as a, you know, moderate overlanding or mild overlanding or hardcore overlanding, you know, that sort of thing, just like off-roading, right? Now, should you come to Vancouver Island? For sure. If you've never been to Canada, BC, Vancouver Island, these are places you really want to go. This is where you get this kind of nature. Up there in BC North, Yukon, you get vastness of space, stuff to see. I've never been myself up north. One day. I'm just not into tundra kind of landscapes and so on. Like, I like to go south more than, like, north doesn't attract me as much. But here, Vancouver Island, it's got everything. It's got your rainforest, it's got open ocean, it's got all these inlets. It's awesome. And if you decide to, you can go to Port Hardy, and from there, there's a special ferry that goes to Prince Rupert, which is a far drive if you drive to it. It's like a whole day of driving, like 12, 13 hours or something. And it goes along the inlets. I think it costs something like $300-400. It's probably also a day ferry ride, but it's like this super scenic path. And some people sometimes, you know, go to Prince Rupert that way and then return by car or vice versa. So if you ever want to kind of have this mini cruise trip, regardless, you're gonna come, because the ferry only goes through Port Hardy, so you have to go through Vancouver Island, and you may as well make the most out of it. It's almost half, like, it's not a small island, it's almost half of Baja distance, Baja Peninsula, which is, I just checked, it's 1,200 kilometers, which is about 750 miles or something like this. So it's long distances, and this is half. And the thing is here, as soon as you get off highway, there's many points here that you need to drive by gravel, and they're not connected. So most of Finn's west coast, you have to take detour, drive, at least a few hours. And then, you know, if you want to get back, that's at least a few hours back, you know, back to highway to connect to somewhere else. So is 1 month enough to explore Vancouver Island? Vancouver Island itself, I would say kind of yes. You would be able to hit lots of, you know, campgrounds and actually stay there. Because you don't want to just, like I used to, just drive, just to check places for the sake of checking places. It's almost like what I did with Grand Bay, you know, a couple of videos ago. I totally think the trip wasn't worth it. Like if I was to camp out there with tent for a couple of days, yes. Otherwise, it's just waste of gas, waste of time, waste of and you know, the beach was nice, but I've seen better beaches out there in my life. So you can do it in a month, but chances are you probably want to explore some Gulf Islands as well. And if that's the case, then right now, currently, I feel like 1 month is not enough to actually be able to stay at places. Once you arrive, explore the area, arrive and camp for the full day, you know, take off. Feels like needs more just because of vastness of spaces here, the distance, traveling, connecting things. If you're a speedy traveler, like in my first trips where I definitely covered more distances, saw more things, and but later I would come back and actually be a little bit burnt out because of all the driving and so on. It was kind of like arrive and just crash kind of thing. I don't want to do it like this anymore. That's why I take my time. And you know what? If I don't see some place here, chances are I'll return here again one day. Like for example, if I skipped the Sunshine Coast, northern part to explore, but it's okay because at some point in my life, right, I will take that Port Hardy ferry, the scenic one, to Prince Rupert, and I'll have to end up at Vancouver Island again. And it's probably going to be one of his big trips, 1 month or something. And then I may as well get to Vancouver Island through Sunshine Coast, you know, and kind of continue like that. So I'll get to explore it at some point later. It's okay, it's my backyard, so it's not going anywhere. And these are the type of clams that are here. I think this is Manila clam. No, and these are like cockles or something like that. This one's alive. He was just on the surface, I guess. Didn't hide on time. I'm pretty sure there's some alive ones here as well, but you gotta dig a little bit. Yeah, this is a good one. Let's see if I can grab it with this kind of knife. Oh, and I can. There you go. That's 4 now. As easy as that. Beer time. That's why there is this thing, right? So you don't scratch your fence. You just kind of place it like this. Special oyster knife set, and just like this, separate it. Yep. Yum. And the clams I want to gather is really for evening soup. And probably some more oyster munching for the evening. I'll pick a few, put them in the fridge, and munch on later. Some people don't do this raw, but you know, like they're mostly appreciated around the world in restaurants. They're actually served raw because there is a reason for it. They taste the best when they're raw. Like if you deep fry this stuff and so on, or even smoke it, it's just not the same. It doesn't have all that juicy sweetness of the fresh oysters. So good. Just so sweet, so good. Freaking high-end restaurant right here. High tide is coming, starting to come. So now I need to switch to gathering clams for that evening soup. See, the fact that I like about my setup is from the distance, it's relatively stealthy. Like no one could really go and by on the road tell that, oh, it's a camper, he's camping here. Not really. Right, it could, oh, it looks like off-road track, you know, the guy probably stopped to do some fishing or something. And that's kind of thinking, generally, I would think. More or less diggable. So let's get down to business. Now, the good thing about here is they don't sit too deep. They're not the biggest, but you know, there's quite a few of them. All it takes is just a few scoops and you get soup. Have a good amount here of manilas and cockles or whatever. I'm gonna make a call to sister. She's pregnant right now, 2 months away I think from giving birth. But she is really into oysters. She loves that stuff. So I'm gonna ask if she wants some. If she does, then at midnight tonight I'll gather a couple dozens, throw in the fridge, and towards the evening bring it to her. But because she's pregnant, even though she loves this stuff, the body might be a little too sensitive, this and that, she may actually say no. But I'll tell her it's from a good area and so on. Because like last year, I actually from Oregon, I brought some like couple dozen of oysters to her. Well, overall, I like this trip. It definitely, as any trip, I could have used a few more weeks, a few more months, a few more years. If I ever hit full time, it would be nice to hang out here for a few months. I need to again sit down, calculate costs right now, and see what it takes to overland on a big island in Canada in Canadian money. Traveling with Ferret or pets complicates things a little bit. Well, with Ferret more so. It's like a little baby. It's not like a cat or dog. Like you really gotta babysit him like a little baby. Even like sleeping in the middle of the night, you know, like if you crawl with a dog, probably you just need to walk him like what, morning and evening kind of thing. These guys, every 3-4 hours they go. So he wakes you up just like a you know, newborn for the first year or two, with cries and everything. You know, starts going in, so you have to, you know, take care of the business, watch him, you know, guide him to the right place. It's definitely a process. With the several nights that I tried it to actually sleep with him together, just because, you know, it was a little chilly. I thought, like, he's so used to warmth at home. I didn't want to leave him in a cage in those nights. Other than that, yeah, it's fine. Traveling with Ferret is fun. They're fluffy little fur balls. It's always enjoyable to just hug the guy, pet him. I prefer to travel down south, States, Mexico, just anywhere warm. These landscapes, I grew up in Russia with these landscapes from being in the Far East. Right, it's pretty much except all mountains, same nature, same everything is where I'm from, near Japan. That's where I'm originally from. And maybe I've been spoiled already. Camping and cruising around BC, Net, Alberta, islands, well, northern states, Washington, you know, Montana, and so on. This nature is cool, but for whatever reason, I guess it's like the saying goes, the grass is greener where you're not at, or something along the lines. I prefer more deserty, more barren kind of places. This year has been good, or maybe I haven't really been paying attention to the rain as much. I've been pretty much camping every weekend since February, and whenever it was rain, it was even just to get out somewhere, camp. And if it's rainy, I just kind of sit inside, lid open with some view, and I would do my, you know, editing on the weekend. So the rain thing just kind of didn't bother me this year. Maybe I'm just more adopted, maybe I don't pay attention to weather as much anymore. When it was non-stop for the past week or so, and screwing all the places I wanted to chill at, like side bay. That got him to me. Yeah, it was like, oh my god. It's a beautiful sunny sunset. It's hard to believe the weather is gonna get crappy again. But it's also good to see this guy chill finally. Not trying to rush and just enjoying it. I did walk with him over there on those rocks. It was much calmer than previous days. Got my precious cargo right here. Sleeping in a sleeping bag. The pipey pads are kind of prepared. You know, I just tucked them in the frame here. But it's cooking time. So I got cleaned up, rinsed, probably like 5 times all the clams. So it's 2 teaspoon scoops of tom yum. Well, for this big pot in water, I hope I didn't overdo, but 2 spoons. A little bit of fish sauce, and this hot pepper sauce, because, you know, it's last day, why not use it all up? But I only had it at the end. But when I go back to Vancouver, I will buy a few bottles of this. Holy crap, this is delicious. It's what is it? Hot pepper sauce. Well, I know the bottle right now. Is it like, I know the section where they sell it. It's just a matter of like they have probably 5-6 brands they sell there. I got one of the cheapest, and it's just amazing. This thing can complement any meal, any cooking, anything. A burger, whatever. I just like spicy stuff, and this stuff is awesome. Oh, look who's awake and eating. So cute. Such a cute little guy. Clams are done. Whew. Everything smells good. Lens fogged up right away. But it's gonna be time. I'm just waiting for it to cool down. And then I will collect and partake in this awesomeness. So I'm actually doing urban camping. I'm at home already. Man, on the last day, right? So I took the ferry. All that was gonna do the whole summary of expenses. Came to mainland, did some chores, whatever, haircut. Went to sister's for dinner, and because she had some kind of asthma thing happening, just 2 days before that, she had it happen again, so I had to drive her to the hospital, checked out the baby, everything was fine. 3 AM drove her home, and when I arrived here, well, at my home at like 3:30 AM, I was like, okay, I had windows open in my apartment for the month, no heating on, so it must be super cold in there. It's much warmer in my sleeping bag. I already have milk for morning here, right? I didn't fully finish shopping yesterday. I have like everything here, so I just decided I'm just gonna sleep in the car parked near my home. And that's my first urban camping experience. Alright, let's check what's outside. Oh, but it's 2 PM now. Holy, I slept through all my alarm clocks and so on. Here's the list of expenses. You can probably pause if you want to. I'm kind of wanted to be under 2K for this trip because I calculated Arctic Circle and well, Arctic tuk. It was supposed to be 4K in gas roughly, so all in all it probably would have costed 5 to 6 grand easily. And this trip was supposed to cut down on expenses. This trip achieved that, definitely. If it wasn't for cigarettes, I would have totally been under 2K. And then again, some of the food stuff, like I never, on this trip, this is first long trip that I haven't eaten in any restaurant or fast food joint at all. So All the food stuff here is just groceries, really. Ferry ride back from the island to mainland costed this much. I totally thought it would be free, but here are the totals in Canadian dollars. Check it out, see what it's like. So roughly, let's see how many kilometers I did. I think I did about maybe like 1500 kilometers, no, like 2000 kilometers maybe, 2.5, like not much at all, right? Because it's close distance to home kind of thing. That's why the gas came out to be that low, and that's exactly why I chose this trip. But the biggest expenses, of course, is cigarettes, just because in Canada they cost like 12 bucks or 13 bucks, sometimes 15 bucks, depends where you buy them. Alcohol isn't the cheapest too, but overall it's decent. Well, if you like this series, make sure to check out the other series I've done before and stick around for more content. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff as usual. Share with our people, and maybe you and we can make my dream come true and hit the road one day full time. But it can only be done with your support, guys. So thank you for watching, and ciao. Hey comrades, don't forget to hit that like button and also leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you should by hitting that subscription button and also bell notification next to it, so you can actually get my video updates both in notification in your video feed, and as well you can support this channel if you like my videos through PayPal or Patreon in the links down below or just after this video.